aorta. You already know that aorta has ascendance part, aorta ascendens, then arch and descendens. Part of aorta, aorta descendens. Aorta ascendens gives, from bulbous aorta we have right and left what? Coronary. Then from arcus aorta, brachiocephalic trunk, left common carotid and left subclavian. And now, today we speak about thoracic and abdominal. Border between them, that is diaphragm. And abdominal part of aorta at the level of L4 subdivides into common iliac arteries. Both of them, thoracic and abdominal part of aorta, has parietal and visceral branches. Visceral branches goes to inner organs, and parietal goes to walls of thoracic cage and abdominal wall. Which visceral branches, what do you think? Which visceral branches thoracic aorta gives? For lungs, yes, because we have pulmonary circulation, that is pulmonary trunk, which gives right and left what? Pulmonary arteries. But these pulmonary arteries conduct deoxygenated blood for lungs. In lungs, exchange of gases, and pulmonary veins conduct oxygenated blood to heart. This pulmonary circulation not participate in blood supply of lungs. Lungs receive oxygenated blood from thoracic part of aorta. They are arteria bronchialis. Bronchial arteries goes to lungs and supplies them. What else? Arteria bronchialis for lungs. What else? What else? Which organs do you know in thoracic cage? Heart. But heart, we already said coronary. Yes, coronary arteries. But it is heart. That is heart. And what is around heart? Pericardium. Rami pericardiac branches goes to pericardium and supplies it. And which organ? Esophagus. Rami esophagealis goes to esophagus, and mediastinal branches, rami mediastinalis, goes to lymph nodes, for example, in mediastinum and supplies them. Clear? Bronchial, pericardiac, esophageal, and mediastinal branches from thoracic aorta. They are visceral. Now parietal. Parietal branch, that is superior phrenic artery, arteria phrenica superior, goes to diaphragm, and posterior intercostal arteries, arteria intercostalis posterior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many ribs we have? 12. And we have 12 posterior intercostal arteries. But directly from aorta, we have only 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 pairs. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 posterior intercostal arteries start from thoracic aorta, that is from 3rd till 12th. And first and second posterior intercostal start from what? I put you 9 today, if you answer. First and second posterior intercostal arteries. Trunk. Yes. More exact, costocervical trunk gives what? It gives arteria intercostalis suprema, and arteria intercostalis suprema gives first and second posterior intercostal. This is subclavian artery. Here it is costocervical trunk. It gives arteria intercostalis suprema, and this artery subdivides into first and second posterior intercostal. Another 10 arteries start from thoracic part of aorta. What I put you today? 8. No, you forgot intercostalis suprema. That is why 8 it is goodbye. Well, it is clear. Now abdominal part of aorta. Abdominal part of aorta the same gives parietal and visceral, parietal branches. If you remember, it was arteria phrenica superior, and from abdominal aorta we have arteria phrenica inferior. Both of them supplies diaphragm, and another two arteries also supplies diaphragm. You already know them. Put your name, Nidarsan. Two arteries which supplies diaphragm. Karan. No? Arteria musculophrenică and arteria pericardiacophrenică. Both of them from what? From internal thoracic artery, and internal thoracic from subclavian. Yes, it is subclavian, it is internal thoracic, and it gives musculophrenic and pericardiacophrenic artery. That is why how many arteries supplies diaphragm?
6.
No, it is the same. Oh, 4 pairs. All of them are paired. Superior, inferior phrenic, musculophrenic, and pericardiacophrenic. 4 paired arteries. Another parietal branches from abdominal aorta. Arteria lumbalis, lumbar arteries. Arteria lumbalis, 4, usually 4 in number. Arteria lumbalis, and it is arteria sacralis media. Goes to sacral bone and muscles. It is piriform muscle, coccygeal muscle, that is arteria sacralis media. They are parietal branches. And now visceral. Visceral branches subdivide into paired visceral and unpaired visceral branches. Paired visceral branches goes to paired organs, yes? Which paired organs? Kidney. What else? Adrenal gland. And in male testes, in female ovary. They are not in abdominal cavity, but they develop in abdominal and then descend into the scrotum, if we speak about testes, or descend into true pelvis in female, yes? That is why arteria testicularis in male, or arteria avarica, then arteria renalis, and arteria suprarenalis. They start from abdominal aorta. And adrenal gland has 3 suprarenal arteries. First is superior suprarenal, this is middle suprarenal, and it is inferior suprarenal. It is the same, superior, middle, and inferior suprarenal. And directly from aorta, only one suprarenal, only arteria suprarenalis media, superior suprarenal from inferior phrenic artery, and inferior suprarenal from renal artery. Clear? They are paired, middle suprarenal, renal, and arteria testicularis or arteria avarica. Paired visceral. And last moment, that is unpaired visceral, that is diaphragm. It is abdominal aorta, and abdominal aorta gives 3 unpaired arteries for unpaired organs. Which unpaired organs do?
Stomach,
liver, spleen, stomach, and whole intestine. Yes, small and large intestine. It is pancreas. Yes, that is pancreas. Intestine. It is cecum. That is ileum. Appendix vermiformis. That is what? Ascendens colon. Then transverse. I will not draw whole transverse. And here is descendens colon, here is sigmoid colon, and it is rectum. Yes? They are unpaired organs, and 3 unpaired branches from abdominal aorta. First, that is celiac trunk, truncus celiacus. Second, that is superior mesenteric artery. and inferior mesenteric artery. 3 unpaired branches from outer. Celiac trunk, it gives splenic artery, arteria lienalis, left gastric artery, arteria gastrica sinistra, it goes to lesser cavity. It also gives esophageal branches for abdominal part of esophagus. And common hepatic artery. Common hepatic artery gives gastroduodenal artery, and from this place, common hepatic continues into properhepatic. And properhepatic artery, it gives right gastric artery, which makes anastomosis with left gastric in lesser cavity. Then properhepatic goes to liver and subdivides into right and left branches. And right branch gives cystic artery for what? For gallbladder. That is cystic artery from right hepatic goes to gallbladder. Now, gastroduodenal artery, which starts from common hepatic, it gives right gastroepiploic, another name that is gastroamental, right gastroamental or gastroepiploic artery, and it makes anastomosis with left gastroamental from splenic artery. They make anastomosis in greater cavity of the stomach. And it gives superior pancreatic duodenal artery. It goes to head of the pancreas and duodenum, superior pancreatic duodenal. And from splenic arteries, the same, we have short gastric arteries, arteria gastrica brevis. They goes to fundus of stomach, and anastomosis with arch in greater cavity and with arch in lesser cavity of the stomach. Next, we said that it is superior pancreatic duodenal artery. If it is superior pancreatic duodenal, should be inferior pancreatic duodenal. It is branch from superior mesenteric. Superior mesenteric gives inferior pancreatic duodenal. The same from superior mesenteric start arteria intestinalis. Some of them goes to jejunum and makes anastomosis in mesentery of jejunum. We have 3 rows of anastomosis in jejunum, 3 rows of anastomosis in mesentery of jejunum, and 2 rows of anastomosis in mesentery of ileum. Clear it is? Arteria jejunalis and arteria ilealis. They supplies jejunum and ileum. The same from superior mesenteric artery, we have ileocolic artery, arteria ileocolica. It supplies terminal part of ileum and cecum, and also ileocolic artery gives artery for appendix vermiformis, that is arteria appendicularis. Then the same superior mesenteric gives arteria colica dextra, and right colic artery supplies ascendens colon. It has ascendens and descendens branch. And superior mesenteric gives arteria colica media, and it supplies transverse colon. Clear it is? Transverse colon receive blood from arteria colica media, and colica media from superior mesenteric artery. And last, inferior mesenteric artery. It gives arteria colica sinistra, left colic artery, and its anastomosis here with middle colic, and here the same. It gives arteria sigmoidea, and arteria rectalis superior. And they anastomosis in near of large intestine, in wall of large intestine. These arteries makes anastomosis one with another. One again, inferior mesenteric gives arteria colica sinistra, left colic artery, and supplies descendens colon, sigmoid artery, and supplies sigmoid colon, and arteria rectalis superior for upper part of rectum. And next time you need to know not only names of branches. This diagram only for your understanding, not necessary to draw. But the same, you need to know blood supply of inner organs. For example, blood supply of stomach. We have two arches. In leather curvature, arch forms with the help of left and right gastric arteries. Left gastric artery from celiac trunk, right gastric artery start from propahepatic from common hepatic, and common hepatic from celiac trunk. Another arch in greater curvature between left and right gastroamental or gastroepiploic arteries. Left gastroepiploic artery from splenic artery, and right gastroepiploic artery from gastroduodenal, and gastroduodenal from common hepatic, and common hepatic from celiac trunk. And in the region of fundus, we have short gastric arteries, arteria gastrica brevis, which start from splenic artery, from arteria lienalis. Splenic artery is the same, gives rami pancreatici for body and tail of pancreas. Blood supply of pancreas. Head of the pancreas receive blood from superior pancreatica duodenal and inferior pancreatica duodenal arteries. Superior artery, it starts from gastroduodenal, from common hepatic, from celiac trunk, and inferior pancreatica duodenal from superior mesenteric. Body and tail, rami pancreatici from splenic artery. Blood supply of large intestine. Cecum and appendix vermiformis supplies by ileocolic artery from superior mesenteric, and ileocolic gives arteria appendicularis. Ascendens colon supplies by right colic artery, transverse colon from middle colic artery, all of them from superior mesenteric, and descendens colon supplies by left colic artery, sigmoid colon from arteria sigmoidea, and upper part of rectum from arteria rectalis superior, all of them from inferior mesenteric artery. Okay. Blood supply of diaphragm, blood supply of adrenal gland, blood supply of testes, for example. That is next time. Let's go with me. Descendant part of aorta. That is aortic arch, and this is descendant part of aorta. And that is branches from arteria coronaria, that is not so interesting today, and here it is posterior intercostal, arteria intercostalis posterior, and we said that 10 of them start from thoracic part of aorta, and first and second posterior intercostal start from costa cervical trunk. Costa, no, thoracoacromial, just a moment, should be, and here it is costa cervical trunk. This green color, that is costa cervical trunk, and it gives a deep artery of the neck, arteria profunda cervicis, and arteria intercostalis suprema. And arteria intercostalis suprema then subdivides into first and second posterior intercostal arteries. That is intercostalis suprema, it gives first and second posterior intercostal, all another from thoracic part of aorta. Now, what is this blue color? That they are arteria jejunalis and ilialis. They start from superior mesenteric artery. Just a moment. Here it is, this green, that is superior mesenteric. This is inferior mesenteric artery, and here it is celiac trunk. celiac trunk. This is celiac trunk, truncus celiacus, and celiac trunk gives, this is common hepatic artery, and common hepatic then continues into proper hepatic, and this is gastroduodenal artery, and gastroduodenal subdivides into, that is anterior superior pancreatic duodenal. We have two superior pancreatic duodenals, anterior and posterior. Here it is anterior branch, and right gastroepiploic artery, or gastroamental, that is the same, gastroamental or gastroepiploic artery, which makes anastomosis with branch from splenic artery. This is arteria lienalis, and arteria lienalis gives left gastroepiploic artery, or gastroamental, that is from splenic artery. And where is left gastric artery, arteria gastrica sinistra, it's also branch from celiac trunk. We already said that this is superior mesenteric artery, and superior mesenteric artery, it gives, that is medial colic, just a moment, should be, this is right colic. Okay, not so clear to see. I want to found inferior pancreatic duodenal artery. Maybe it is not visible here. Okay, they are arteria intestinalis, some of them arteria jejunalis, another arteria ilealis, supplies jejunum and ileum. Then, what else? It gives ileocolic artery, arteria ileocolica, and ileocolic artery gives arteria appendicularis. This is right colic artery, arteria colica dextra, and here it is medial colic artery, arteria colica media. All of them from superior mesenteric. And from inferior mesenteric artery, just a moment, I remove this arteria intestinal. Oh, well, and now arteria mesenterica inferior gives left colic artery, arteria colica sinistra, then arteria sigmoidea, and arteria rectalis superior, and arteria, inferior mesenteric, and should be arteria rectalis superior, maybe. No, this is sigmoid, and where is arteria rectalis superior? Yes, this is arteria rectalis superior from inferior mesenteric artery. Well, here it is, that is male body, that is why it is arteria testicularis. In female, it in this place should be arteria avarica. Well, maybe suprarenal. This is medial suprarenal artery, arteria suprarenalis media. Arteria suprarenalis media. Then, just a moment, I remove hepatic. And now, this is inferior inferior phrenic artery, arteria phrenica inferior, and it gives arteria suprarenalis what? Superior. And this is renal artery, And from renal artery we can see arteria suprarenalis inferior, I hope. Just a moment. We will see. This is arteria suprarenalis inferior. Inferior suprarenal artery here from renal. This is medial suprarenal, and here it is superior suprarenal. Well, that is all.